So if you are a so-called black man or woman, and if you believe that Jesus was a black man, that makes you twice the son of hell. How so? If you are a so-called black person who does not believe in Jesus, but you believe that he was black. Let's say Jesus was black, and I'm a black man who don't believe in Jesus. But I'm going to go to hell. I'm going to go to an eternal hell. After I have been sentenced to a hell on this earth, all poor black people has been sentenced to a hell on earth. So you mean to tell me you going to believe in a black Jesus, a brown Jesus who was a black man, who's going to send all poor black people who don't believe in him after they have suffered their whole damn life? We have been sentenced to a life of suffering. So we deserve a heaven. We deserve a heaven. If anybody deserves heaven, it's all the poor black people in America. It's all the poor people all over the world. Poor black people over the world. If Jesus said it's going to be hard for a rich man to get into heaven, why is it hard for a black man or woman, or poor black man or woman? It shouldn't be impossible for a poor black man or woman to get into heaven if it's going to be hard for a rich man to get into heaven. How is it still hard for a poor person to get into heaven? Just explain that to me. If the Bible says that he's chosen the poor of the earth, God has chosen the poor people of the earth, which sounds like black people to me. Well, let's just say not even black people, but if I'm just saying, if you saying Jesus is black, it's worse for us, because he's going to send us to an eternal hell after we have suffered a life of hell on earth, making us twice the son of hell. But you say, somebody said that Jesus said it's going to be hard for a rich man to go to heaven. Well, it should be easy for a poor man to go to heaven. It should be automatic. I don't want to go to this heaven, but I'm just saying, if anybody should go to heaven, if anybody should have a spot without question, no matter what they believe, just because hell is a place of suffering, why would you sentence us to another place of eternal suffering after we done suffered our whole life on this earth? Tell me, how can a fair and a just God do that? How can a compassionate God, how can a gracious God and a loving God send people who have suffered their whole damn life to an eternal hell after they done lived hellish, not lived hellish, I'm sorry, but we have lived under hellish conditions our whole life? But he says it's going to be hard for a rich man to go to heaven. Well, that must mean if God has chosen the poor of the earth, he has chosen the poor of the earth, right, to be rich. That's what the Bible says. If he has chosen us to be rich, then when we gonna get those riches?
We want heaven, we want paradise, and we want the land, and we want the food, and we want the good homes, and we want the friendship of all walks of life, and we want the money, and we want the luxury. That's what the God promised. Yeah, we want it all. We ain't picking and choosing. So no, don't give me no ultimatum. We ain't dealing with no ultimatum. The God came to give us money, luxury, good home, friendship of all walks of life. We want the whole shebang-a-bang.
Hebrews say they always black. We say we talk to God. We won't never say he talking back. Lex Luger flexing from these reverends like they torture racks.